All right. Hello, everybody. I am John, a user researcher. I'm joined here today by my colleague, who is a designer. We both work for Secureworks on a extended detection and response software platform. Part of our work really is dealing with how to implement AI in a human-centered way for our primary user base, which is cybersecurity analysts, mostly in security operations centers. We started this work with a pretty lengthy literature review, created a framework of AI and UX design considerations of mainly best practices for our teams building these kinds of solutions. But because we have a pretty specific user base, we wanted to take it a step further. So some of our research questions here are around the best times in a workflow for AI outputs, some explainability explorations, and the impact of newly kind of popularized LLM tools on perceptions of LLM tools or other AI tools in cybersecurity in general. The research was qualitative in nature. We did some interviews, some preliminary interviews with 9 participants. And these were primarily early to mid-career security analysts. Some interesting findings here. So the first one, low-risk experimentation with things like ChatGPT seems to have an impact on perception of AI tools in work. So writing emails with ChatGPT has opened up security analysts into thinking more about how these tools can be used in cybersecurity. There's a lot of interest in how AI can improve workflows, but there's some concern with over-reliance, especially managers worried about what happens if the AI goes down. How will our junior analysts deal with that and be able to handle situations? There's a lot of discussion around the design of outputs. So we recommend kind of suggestions over definite answers. So not, hey, this is malicious, but maybe these are some things you can explore. And also there's this idea of biasing investigations. So analysts are taught to come to every security alert with a fresh mind, and providing additional context should not bias them, but give them the data they need. I'll pass it off to Siddharth to talk a little bit more about how these findings were implemented in solution design.
Thanks, John. So one of the key findings was that explainability is important to help build trust with the users, especially when using these AI models. Technical analysts want to know or want to understand the workings of these models, and they also want to know the factors that were taken into considerations when the model makes a determination or classifications, as these help them better assess and respond to the output and the security incident. We'd like to present 2 case studies to which we've applied our kind of research and findings, one that uncovers the model's decision-making insights, and another to help provide more contextual information. So the first one is Threat Score, which is a system we've built to accurately kind of prioritize and triage security incidents. And oftentimes data and insights from ML and AI models is kept in a black box. But through our research and design iterations, we realized that showcasing these back to the user really helped them it adds to transparency. There's increased trust with these models, and users understand how it works. A thing to note, of course, is that additional design considerations are required when user behavior impacts the model output. And a second case study is a common use case of generative AI, which is kind of providing detection logic explanations and analysis. And we've seen that this particularly helps a lot of our junior analysts more than some of the subject matter experts who often rely on their own expertise instead of automation. Tonality for these explanations is key because it really helps the analyst determine when to trust the information and when to verify it. As we continue to expand on this work and design better tools, we've of course come to realize that UX can help really lower the expertise barrier to operate these tools, making it easier to use for a wide range of users, especially those without deep technical knowledge. And there's further opportunities in improving the designs of these models through understanding and observing actual SOC workflows. We'd like to thank you for having us present in this forum. We'd love to hear any comments or questions you have. You can, of course, hear more about the project on the Human-Centered Security podcast. It's titled No Room for Hype When Integrating AI into Cybersecurity Products. And want to give a special thanks to Emily Moses and Heidi Trust for their contributions during the early phase of this work. Thank you.